Hello guys, this is sixxtyninenicky with another interview from Rednaxell. He got second place on the Regional Qualifier Utrecht, and I think it's time to ask him some questions and take a deep dive into his deck building.
Hey Pavlos.
Hello.
Let's do this.
Hello. Let's do this. Okay. I have a first question here. It's what makes this deck different compared to the other Viktor decks that we see around? I think other lists are more seem to be more control or something.
Yeah, to be honest, I started off with Control of Viktor back in the first set, and I kept playing Control of Viktor in the second set. The thing is, after Abandon came out, I abandoned also my control cards, so Singularity, I felt it doesn't really work. I was also considering of trying to find something that is not Imperial Decree oriented and be even more aggressive. But the list I came up with effectively puts a lot of pressure at the early of the game, and at some point the opponent practically catches up and plays something that you really can't deal with the small units, and this is when Imperial Decree comes in. So you play a lot of cards that produce more value than the opponent card does, like Hidden Blade, Cull the Weak, the Sprites. These are all very cheap cards that the opponent can't really go over easily.
Okay. If you would change something in your deck, like 2 or 3 cards, because in an earlier video you mentioned that, for example, Watcher was did not what it was supposed to do, or some cards in the sideboard, for example, you mentioned like Singularity or what was the other card? Anyway, what would you change going forward, or what are you willing to try going forward?
I'm not entirely certain about Card Sharp. It's an okay card, but I think this is, kind of a flex spot for Viktor. Before Card Sharp, I actually had Cull Patron on his place, which was a very good card because when you conquer with something that, as I mentioned, you wanna die, you want it to die at the beginning of the game, like Carrion Dredger or the Broker, and it's gonna die anyway. You might as well, play Cull Patron in the back, kill the unit that would die anyway, and then create a very oppressive next turn for the opponent player. And Cull Patron is also probably one of the few ways that Viktor can hold or defend a battlefield, and sometimes, for example, playing versus LeBlanc, you can't afford to let him conquer and then conquer back and so on. So sometimes you need to defend. So Cull Patron was an interesting alternative for the Card Sharp in a very similar cost. And I think we need a third Pickpocket because 2 is not enough. When you play versus Azir, it's kinda a make or break whether you're gonna let him keep his gear or not. And Watcher, maybe you can have one. It doesn't really work, and everyone plays around it at this point.
I guess if it comes, it comes. Okay, even if you play one, if it comes, it comes.
Yeah,
at the right moment. Okay. Yeah. What cards overperformed from your deck? Cards that you will never cut?
Xin Zhao. I think it's Xin Zhao and Vi in combination. I mean, it's an insane value, and the 4 might. It's a very critical number.
It's a threshold. It seems to be a threshold nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, you have Vex, you have Kaisa, you have Nox Hopeful, which is, I hate this unit. These units, they are a problem for Viktor, so you need to find a way to go over them. Xin Zhao doesn't really go over them, but at least, it trades evenly, and if you have Stupefy, then the other guy needs to find some way to deal with Xin Zhao.
Okay. What would you say are the decks that are favored against Viktor, and what are the decks that you considered favored?
I think Viktor is very favored into anything.
I mean your list, not the control list, your list.
Yeah, my list is favored into anything that is orange, except Yi. I wouldn't say that I'm favored against Yi, but if you play against Kha'Zix, against Rengar, against Aurora, all of these orange decks that don't really have any way to stop your spells, and you know for certain Call of the Week or Hidden Blade, they're gonna land no matter what, I think these are the best matchups for my list. It can be tough versus Yi if they get the perfect hand, like if they have 2-drop, into Defy, into Guard. At this point you probably lose, you can't really do anything about it. And unfavored, I think Lilia is unfavored, I think LeBlanc can be unfavored if you don't get like a really good hand. But what I like about Viktor is that he doesn't really have anything that's terrible. Maybe versus Annie it's terrible. Maybe I think versus Annie it's unwinnable if the other player is good. But I mean, you can beat everything else, so that's fine.
Yeah, what we were saying with some other guys when we were watching your round 10, I think versus Yi, we made a comment that Viktor has actually, depending on what list you've made and what sideboard options you did, can really have a good matchup versus almost every deck in the field. So it has this. It's almost like a toolbox deck. Okay. What you think are the most important decisions to make in the early turns? Because I feel like in your deck, specifically in your deck, the first few turns are the most important.
You need to see what you're gonna play on the first and second turn. So, for example, if your starting hand has two drops, okay, you want to play a 2-drop on the first turn anyway. Even if it is Viktor, you didn't used to wanna start with a 2-drop because usually you wanna do recruit, and then on the second turn you wanna do recruit and a 2-drop. I don't think this is the case anymore. You wanna do 2-drop and then the second turn do recruit and keep mana open. Because if you manage to prevent the enemy from conquering on their first turn when you're playing first, you start with 2 points, they have 0, and then you can do 4. Whatever happens, it's very easy for you to do 6, and then you just pull everything back, do Imperial Decree, and close the game. So I think that first 2 turns are the most important ones, and then you just go for Decree. You just try to go for Decree.
So I guess you aggressively mulligan to perform this plan for the first 2 turns. For example, 2-drop and then something, a removal.
A removal or Phasebreaker, or if you don't have anything about it, you just develop a bunch of units and then goes in Zhao into Vi. But the first 2 turns are what keeps this deck afloat, and you have a very good first turn if you're playing second. So if you can do 2 units when you're playing second, you also get the point advantage. Because they score 1, you will probably score 2. And suddenly it's like you played first. They need to catch up. And when they try to catch up, they play units which are accelerated, they're expensive, they expose their units, and then you can do either Call the Week or Hidden Blade and completely leave them open.
What if your initial plan doesn't work? Let's say you don't open, you mulligan aggressively, you don't find the right cards, and you need to go to plan B. For example, do you try to extend the board and play a more controlled game?
It's gonna be tough if you don't find your initial aggressive cards. Not finding these cards means that you don't have 2-drop, you don't have the Sprite Fountain, you don't have Zhao. So this is like half your deck.
Or removal.
Yeah, or removal. I mean, this is half your deck. But if you draw into, I don't know, Imperial Decree, Vi, Watcher, and Phasebreaker, in this case, you will have to play Viktor's second turn, which is always a terrible thing to have, and try to hold a couple of turns later into something where with a Hidden Blade or something. This is a very risky thing. You don't really ever get. You don't want to expose your units, okay? But what you need to pay attention with Viktor is that you need to look into things that are missing from the opponent's hands. Okay, so you need to keep your eye out in case they don't have buffs. Okay, if you do a move which they should obviously play a buff and they don't have the buff, you need to exploit it. When I played with Master Yi in the 12th round, this is on stream, I realized on the second turn that he didn't have Defy, and at that point the game was over. It's like, okay, Phasebreaker, Wages of Pain, Eclipse, everything went through. If you realize that, you just go all the way and don't let him do anything.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes. from a scale 1 to 10, okay, how hard do you think this deck is to pilot? Because I guess there will be many people that perhaps want to try the deck. There are skirmishes still ongoing from June skirmishes, and yeah, how much do you think the difficulty rate is?
I think it would be like a 6, a 5 out of 10. I don't think it's a very hard deck. What makes it easy is that you have a legend ability that you can use every turn. Okay, during one of my interviews in the regional, they asked me what I think makes Viktor great, and it's the fact that you never lose a unit. Okay, it doesn't matter how bad you draw, you have a unit, and the unit can get a point, and this can snowball into a number of things. So I don't think it's a very hard deck. What you need to understand is the matchups. Okay, it's not hard by itself, but you need to have specific strategies with every kind of other deck, and it's very easy to lose. It's a little bit hard to come back into the game. So if they somehow board wipe, which is not an easy thing to do, but if you expose your units and you lose all of them, you don't really have anything, good to throw fast into the board. So you need to play safe a little bit.
I think though that the format is a little bit more slow than the previous one. So many decks has this problem. If you clear their board, they don't come back early so fast, except from let's say orange decks that play Rengar.
Yeah.
But still, this happen if you conquer a battlefield.
Yeah.
If not, the Rengar does not doesn't jump to the field.
This is actually an interesting point, because Viktor is very good into blocking Rengar in a way that you kill the units that you conquer with, so he can't really come into. So again, with my games with Yi, what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to conquer a rockfall path, leave my unit there, it's fine, safe from Rengar, and then the other unit is going to conquer the open battlefield. I will either hidden blade it or Cull the weak, so it doesn't stay in, and his Rengar can't really come back into the game fast. So you have this luxury of killing your units, can even prevent Draven from winning combats, and you kind of retain your value from killing your units, because they are either temporary, they either produce gold or they produce a unit.
You mentioned that on a scale of 10, your deck, the difficulty is 5 to 6, but I think it still has some decision making, and you still need to decide, for example, if you will go for much more push or hold back and go for the next turn push. So this is something that needs to be practiced. Yes. Because I guess it's dependable on the matchups or the current situation.
Viktor has a thing that I liked from the beginning, is that it's very specific how you win the game. Okay, you can create a plan about the next 2, 3, or 4 turns by the hand you have, and this can be a winnable hand. Most of the other decks have a lot of unexpected results based on its combat. You don't care about the combat. Okay, this unit is going to die and the other one is going to die, but then I'm gonna do this spell, and if it goes through, I'm gonna do this next move. So you can create a plan for the next 3 or 5 turns that lead into winning the game based on the hand you have. Do I have Imperial Decree? Okay, then I don't need to keep units inside. I'm gonna pull them back and come in back stronger. So once you develop those strategies, you can kind of, follow them blindly. So I think this is why I think it is easy once you learn it, but maybe it has a kind of a learning curve until you play all the matchups.
Yes, I guess it's easy to start playing with it, easy to learn how to master, I guess.
Yes, yes, probably.
Yeah. And finally, what card you hate playing against? I guess it's Defy.
No, it's the Scuttlecrab. I hate Scuttlecrab. I think it's what killed the control of Viktor. Playing with my hand open, like on the second turn, I mean, come on, this is the... And even in the last round, when I was playing with Azir, I could trade into his entire board, but he would see my hand, okay, and he would know that I have nothing to do in the turn after. And this, this is like, come on, this is not fair. I needed to spend like 5 mana in order to play us to see his own hand, and they can, green can just do this freely from the second turn, and it's annoying. It's very annoying.
Yeah, I know. I believe it's maybe one of the best cards in the new set, or maybe the best card, huh?
It could be, yeah. It's free. It doesn't have any risk. I mean, it's great.
Thank you for having this discussion. Okay. I wish you good luck to Barcelona. We will be together there.
Yeah.
Most probably. So I guess we do this again, this interview. Hopefully, or vice versa. Maybe next time you do this for me. So thank you again, and until the next one, guys.